Hey guys, so on today's episode of Forgotten Cars, this is my 2000 Toyota Solara, my little daily beater. Just a little backstory, I picked it up for $900 about a year ago. It is like I said, a 2000 Toyota Solara SE with the 2.2 liter 4-cylinder, the 5SFE engine. And best part that makes it not a girl car, or not as much of a girl car, she's got a 5-speed manual. Yeah, still wouldn't call it a sports car, but it's better than an automatic. Doesn't look too bad. Seems to have had a rough life before I got it. On the passenger side is a lot worse than the driver's side. This is its good side. You can clearly see that silver spoiler that doesn't belong on it. I didn't put it on there. Got it like that. But she's got a check engine light for EGR and O2 sensors and stuff. But overall, I mean, it runs and drives, and I've put over 14,000 miles on it in the 11 months that I've owned it so far. So for $900, it's pretty reliable. Can't really complain. I think it actually looks pretty good too. A lot of my friends think it's like a girl car. I think more of the like bubblier second gens are girlier than this kind. This I think actually looks half decent. Definitely got the 2000s era of design going on. I don't know if the camera picks it up, but on that door and on that rear quarter in front of the rear wheel, it's banged up a little bit. Missing a hubcap. Fell off on me about 2 weeks ago, hitting a hard pothole. Still trying to locate a similar one to the other three, but it's not too bad. It's got an exhaust leak. Needs could use shocks all the way around, but other than that, it's a car that shouldn't be forgotten. I mean, the interior, in my opinion, is actually pretty nice. I mean, it's nothing special, but it's got, actually comfy seats with cushion, unlike today's cars. Let me get the key out. Stop that dinging. I like the tan interior too. Brings a little bit of light to the inside of the car. Makes it a little less boring, a little more premium looking, in my opinion. It's got the wood grain. I'm sorry about the glare. The sun is like in the middle of the sky. I can't really find a good position to make this quick video otherwise, but the reason I'm making this video is because I feel like these cars, there's not much information on them. There's not much on social media and online to actually remember and appreciate these types of cars. I mean, not like it's a sports car. There's not really much to appreciate in terms of like performance and everything, but I feel like in 10-20 years, this is one of those cars that if you see a clean example of, you're going to be like, wow, like, this is cool, I wouldn't have minded something like that. I don't know. It's also a good daily for now, like if you're looking for something cheap, a little bit of fun. It's big too, which I like, especially for a coupe. The back seat on this car is huge. I can't see that well. There's loads of legroom, even where I'm sitting. I don't know if you can tell. There's, like, you could sit 3 people back there comfortably. And the rear quarter on this car is like the size of a Buick made a coupe around this time, I guess. But let's go ahead and start it up. Doesn't have a roof or anything. I also didn't put that roof wind deflector on it, but it looks better than nothing, and it's already on there, so I don't really want to take it off. I don't need to take it off. It is kind of stupid though. But so anyway, it's got the dash ignition, which is kind of a cool 2000s Toyota thing. I have an aftermarket radio in it just for Bluetooth purposes, and to I put speakers in it as well. The speakers were blown. That's like a common problem on these. I put speakers in it, and the factory head unit doesn't have as much power as this one, so I didn't really get the full potential of the speakers out of the stock unit. So Bluetooth, more power, sounds better. upgraded to that. Still have the old one though. I didn't mess up any of the wiring. But anyway, you guys see that? See, the check engine light is previous owner pulled the bulb out, but it does have codes. It runs fine though, and for $900, you know, I'm not gonna. It's only worth so much. I'm not gonna put $3,000 to $5,000 into it to make it perfect, and you know, I only still have a $1,500 car. Sorry, but anyway, runs good. Has an exhaust leak. 168,000 miles. Give it a little rev. I was thinking about fixing the exhaust leak, but honestly, with the manual and everything, I kind of like how loud it is. I like being able to hear my manuals. But anyway, for features, it's actually got a decent stereo system. Like I said, I mean, I just put new Kenwood speakers in it, but it's also got like the tweeters. Automatic headlights, the little photo cell on the dash right there. Factory automatic headlights, fog lights. Got your power mirror controls, which still work, your dimmer, power windows, power locks. This is one of those simple 2000s cars. There's not really much to talk about, but it's at the same time, it's all you need. It's got ice cold working air conditioning. Very simple to use. You got your speeds, temperature, zones, recirculate, on and off. The button's a little temperamental, but works. AC on and off, rear defroster. Like I said, manual transmission. Really crisp actually for this car. Like there's not much play at all. You could tell like you're in gear. It's not floppy like some of the Mitsubishis and stuff of the era. You got 2 power outlets down here. The cigarette lighter, which the actual lighter is in there. I just keep it in there because I use that port along with this one. Security system, which I don't think works anymore. I don't know if they just put that in all of them, even for the ones that weren't equipped with the security or not, but it has that. Got your hazards. God, the sun is killing me. Maybe I should turn the car around. Maybe I'll do that. Let me turn the car around real quick. If I could do it with one hand. See if that makes it better. Yeah, I think that's better, right? I can't see my phone screen now, but I think you guys can see the car better. E-brake, nice and tight because I just adjusted the rear drums. A little cubby pocket right here for coins. Some of your fuses I think are also under this panel. Like I said, ice cold AC. It's got the nice wood grain. It's nicer than a Camry. It's like, even though this is the base model Solara, the Solara SE is the base model. They spec'd it out like a Camry XLE. Like the base model Solara is basically like a fully loaded Camry. Because this was back in 2000s. This was Toyota's luxury coupe. It was, you know, before Lexus was super premium, making luxury cars only. Toyota had luxury offerings like this, the Avalon, even before this, the Cressida and stuff. This was supposed to be a luxury Grand Tourer coupe, I believe. It's also got, let's pop the hood poppers right there. Got those 3 pedals. I don't know what happened to the driver pedal. I don't think that's factory. I mean, I would, you know, I'm 99% sure that someone added that. It's also got, I don't know who painted the grill. Very strange. I don't like that, but I bought it like that. I'm not going to change it. It's got the strut bar, which I thought is pretty cool. It actually makes it noticeably stiffer. It's kind of weird. I didn't expect it to make that much of a difference, but I used to have an older Camry too, this same generation, that didn't have that, and this feels oddly tighter than that car, even with all the blown suspension. But like I said, it's got the 5 SFE 4-cylinder, simple engine, runs pretty good. I had to do a coil pack on it. It's got 2 coil packs back there. One of them, I think the 2-3 coil pack was bad. Other than that, The AC didn't work when I got the car, or it did, but intermittently. I found out the problem was the wires right there going to the AC compressor were actually broken. Two out of the three, so I just fixed those wires. I got rid of the connector that used to be there because the connector was actually busted, and I manually fixed the wires, and the AC is ice cold and stays on now, no problem. This car was supposed to have hood struts. I'm holding it up because they are blown, and I don't think it's, you know, worth spending $40 on hood struts, 'cause I can use a piece of wood that I have laying around for nothing. Car's a little janky. Battery's not the right size. I got the car with that battery. It works, so I don't feel like spending $100 on a right size battery. And because it's not the right size, the battery tie down doesn't stay. So in order to make this not touch the terminals, I put a little piece of plastic and electrical tape. It's very janky, but it works. You just can't take corners too fast. But other than that, this is a good little engine. Simple to work on if anything does break for the most part. Trying to think what else. It's got ABS, stuff like that. Huge trunk. The trunk doesn't work from the inside. The only way to get into the trunk is from the key. Somebody pulled the cable somehow. They stretched it and now it won't open. But it's also got a trailer hitch, which I think is kind of cool. I put my bike rack in there and take it whenever I want to go ride my bike. I mean, I just wanted to make a quick video on this car. Like I said, I don't think there's many videos of these cars, especially because this one's kind of rare with the 5-speed, from what I understand. From what I understand, the 4-cylinder 5-speeds are actually uncommon, or at least they are in terms of being left around or able to find 20 years later. I don't know, I just feel like these cars aren't documented, and like I said in the previous video, I like documenting cars that you don't see all the time. This is definitely a car that, you know, nobody turns into a project car or anything, and in 20 years there's not going to be any information or any videos to remember these cars with. So let me just give you one more walk around real quick. I wish I had more to say about it, but it's simple, you know. Back in this era, these cars were very simple and self-explanatory. There was no learning curve like there are in modern cars. Just convenient and simple. It's a pretty good look. This is just my beater daily, like I said. You know, you guys know I have my truck, but when I don't want to get 14 miles per gallon, if I'm going on a road trip somewhere, this is typically what I'll take. Even with the EGR codes and the O2 sensor codes and stuff, because of the cracked flex pipe, it still gets like 27, 28 miles a gallon if I drive it conservatively. So that's the car. I don't know how much longer I'm going to keep it. I'm actually looking to upgrade to something newer with a little bit more power. But in the meantime, it did serve me well. I guess before I end the video, for anyone wondering or anyone viewing this, because they have a Solara like this or a Camry of this similar year. This is a 1st gen Solara, but I believe it's a 4th gen Camry. It's the same car, just this is a 2-door Camry. I'll wait for the beeping to stop. Okay, so common issues, or at least issues that I know of that are common to me, that I had both on this car and my 97 Camry. When I had that was, so first thing, like I mentioned before, blown front speakers. I replaced them in this, and I had to replace them in my Camry. Blown shocks or struts, another common thing both of the cars had. Is there anything else? On this car, I've been having a problem with the drum brakes in the rear. They keep loosening. I can't figure out why. I don't know if it's a vacuum problem or it's because like the drums are possibly worn and warped, so it's shaking them out of adjustment. I don't know. Whenever I stop, in order, like if I want brake pressure, I have to like push the clutch in and then hit the brake in order to have like pressure and have it not have a lot of play in it. I drive it like that just because, like I said, this is my beater. It's not a sports car, so I don't really, and as long as it stops, I don't care too much. But I don't know if that's a common problem. That's the problem I've been having though. It has an EGR code. I think it's for some stupid EGR solenoid, like under the intake manifold, that runs fine. So I'm not gonna go and replace it. I think it's like 50 bucks and it's pretty simple to do. But so I think that might be a common issue. The wiring on the AC. If anybody is watching this video to try and figure out why the AC in their Camry isn't working, don't go replacing your compressor or your condenser or anything. First, check those wires that I showed you under the hood. Please go back to when I was under the hood and look at the location of the wires that I showed. Most likely, there's not information on that either. Those wires are probably broken because of where they're located. The heat that they take in, and then, you know, the heat cycles that they go through. You know, these cars are 20 years old. Those wires are 20 years old. After all those heat cycles, they crack and break. It's probably as simple as that, because I fixed those wires in this beat up car that's had like 9 lives, and the AC, I promise you, is icy cold. I wish you guys could feel it. Feels better than my truck, my Chevy truck that you guys see. But no remote either. I don't know if I mentioned that. For some reason, this car only has that key. These are my Chevy keys. But yeah, this car only has 2 sets of keys. It doesn't have the keyless remote feature, which is weird because my 97 Camry XLE did have a remote. This car doesn't, but it's not a big deal. Other than that, I mean, that's about it. Show a couple things, like, you know, you got a clock there, which is nice, convenient. Dampened glove box, which is pretty quality. It's like a Lexus quality feel from this era. Console. Another common problem on these, this latch breaks. It's not that it's broken, but it's not like spring loaded anymore, so it kind of just flops. The top of the lid just flops, but that's not a big deal. You got your cup holders, little doors that are kind of cool. Kind of annoying with the manual though. If you have a cup, like a water bottle here, it kind of, yeah, like whatever drink is here gets in your way of shifting, especially when you're going back into third. You kind of got to go around it. These cars are meant to be automatics. You can clearly tell with the design of the cup holders, but that's not a big deal. Just, you know, if you are driving this car yourself, just put your drinks on the seat instead of in the cup holders and you'll be fine. Or use the rear one. You know, before I get off the video too, I'm sorry guys, this is just like a quick one take, just a spontaneous video idea. So it's not, you know, clearly it's not organized well, but I'll show you guys the back seat. It's a mess. I just use it for storage basically. I gotta clean it. It's got a lot of papers, but there's a lot of room. You got little grab handles here for the rear passengers, which is nice. Big windows, which is also nice. Like in modern 2 or 4 seaters, I feel like it's very claustrophobic, but it's easy to get in the back seat. Like I said, I can pull this seat back. Plenty of room between the seat and my knees. Decent headroom, enough. Like I said, grab handle. It's actually pretty comfy back here. Plenty of window space. Not bad. You also, another common problem on these too, the rear cup holders on these and the Camrys, they're these cheap plastic things. As you can see, they break. There's supposed to be a second one. They're very flimsy, so they wind up breaking. If you find a Camry that doesn't have this broken, it was taken very well care of. It was looked after very well. Sorry, I don't know what I said. But no armrest, which is a shame, but not a big deal. These seats fold down. You can grab these. That's the unlock. And you have your trunk passage right here. Other than that, that's about it. Very simple. Dome light, door mode. Another cool feature, last one, I promise, and then I'll let you guys go, is, like, you know how on the modern Mercedes, I don't know if anyone's been in a modern Mercedes or not, but they have, on the Mercedes, they have like electronic arms in the coupes that like pop out and like hand you the seatbelt. This is a much more reliable system of doing that. I thought this was pretty neat when I got the car. Instead of, you know, because it's a coupe, having to reach like behind your neck to get the seat belt, there's these little arms that just swing in and out. So, you know, if no one's sitting in the seat, you could put it back like that. But when you go for your seat belt, instead of having to like contort yourself to get the belt because it's a two-seater, you can just pop these arms out, leave them like that, and it hands you your belt. Your belt is in a really easily accessible position, which is kind of cool. I'll show you on this side too if the sun is willing to cooperate with me. Let's see. See, they just pop out like that, and then when no one's sitting there, you put them away and they're flush against the B-pillar. Pretty cool in my opinion. No roof, like I said. You get a sunglass holder, and that's not the right visor. Got the car like that, it works, whatever. But the right visor, nice light. Sorry for my ugly forehead there. Swings out. It's got a little, also another little swing out, but grab handle here. But yeah, other than that, this is my daily. This is a 2000, like I said, Toyota Solara. I think they started making these in 99. It might have been even 98, but I believe 99 to 01 they had this style, and then I think in 2002 to 2003, I don't know the years. This is a pre facelift though. The post facelifts I think happened in 01 or 02. They got like more bubbly taillights and a more bubbly front end. Nicer interior though, nicer steering wheel and radio and stuff, but same car. Oh, actually they got a different engine. They got the, in 01 or 02, they got the engine out of the 5th generation Camry, like the 05 Camrys. They got the 2.4 liter, which honestly the 2.2 liter is better. So if you're looking at this video because you're interested in one of these cars maybe, the 2.2 is a more reliable, well-known reliable engine than the 2.4s. The 2.4s I believe had head gasket problems. Some of them, not all of them, but more common than not. They had head gasket problems compared to these, and they also had, some of them had oil consumption issues. So if I were to get one of these cars, I would stick with, if you're gonna get a 4-cylinder, get the 2.2 liter. Most Solaras, I believe, were the 3-liter V6 that you could get in like the Camry XLE and stuff. If you want more power, you could get one of those, but those are also more complicated engines, so as they age, you're gonna have more problems. If you want a 4-cylinder, like I said, get the 2.2 5S FE. All you really have to worry about is valve cover gaskets are common, and timing belts. That's it. Other than that, they just keep going as long as you change the oil and keep it topped off. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Hope this video was entertaining or informative for a handful of people at least out there. If you guys want to see more of this car, maybe I'll come back and make actually like an organized video of it. But other than that, hopefully I can find more forgotten cars to bring to the internet so that they can be remembered in 10 to 20 years instead of forgotten. Because like the theme that I think I'm going to make this channel, this is one of the forgotten cars of the early 2000s, late 90s that I don't believe should be forgotten. It's a great car. Even being super abused and having like 6 owners and been in 3 accidents, etc., she's still going, and she's a good daily. Just keeps going. So thank you guys for watching. Let me know if you want to see more or any tricks or tips on these cars or any other car. Try and get my hands on it. But all right, have a good one, guys.